far?
We can cut this off. Couple of business owners. I'm in another group called the Brotherhood, and I'm getting connected with a lot of guys there that are a lot pretty much all types of different businesses. Um, Jeff the Entrepreneur, I think you were on his podcast too. I saw him pop up.
That's my
And
guy.
another business owner I met at another event that I was at this past Thursday from Dallas, Texas, or from San Antonio, and he owns a uh veteran benefits service, and he's crushing it. So just seeing what kind of value he can provide to the audience. So it's been cool. What about yourself?
Whom have I interviewed? So
Yeah,
I'm not a podcaster by any means. I
not
have done
yet.
a bunch of lives with some interesting people. I feel like the podcast space is oversaturated.
Hmm.
There's delayed ROI in podcasting.
Yeah,
So it
100%.
would it would be for the value of just having the content. It wouldn't really
Yeah.
be for like, ads or any type of monetary gain from it.
Shit. Yeah, for sure. Seeing like you're an expert online. So you got to look like authority figure, man. That's what I
I hear
see.
that a lot.
It doesn't matter if we know what we know, but like if you don't sound like, hey man, boom, 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 boom. All right, this guy knows the stuff.
Well,
That's how
yeah,
it works.
it takes a lot of work, but I think behind the scenes, people don't understand like how much work it really takes. So they only
Yeah,
see the final result. They're like, "Yo, that guy's lucky. It's overnight. He's
yeah,
got money. He knows people." But there's development that goes into meeting the people. Like,
100%.
if I didn't read all these books, then I wouldn't have all this depth. Like I can go layers deep on several different topics. If I didn't have the
Oh
experience,
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to speak from application. Like just
100%.
the 20 years of experience in the barber game, 10 years of ownership,
Yeah,
meeting different personalities. I'm sure you understand that. And then
100%.
even with the fitness as well. So, coming off as like a disciplined person.
Yeah,
All of that takes daily habits and rituals, and it compounds over time.
man, that's what's up, man. You talking game right there, because that's the foundation of being somebody that can achieve something big in life. So man, let me just give you we'll start it here wherever we're at, and then I'll give you an introduction because we just met. Um, Aaron, thanks for coming through to this interview. And he owns a barbershop for the last 10 years, got a lot of knowledge. This guy's disciplined as far as I seen him in a short span that we met. And these are the type of people that we want on here because we want to learn about them. We want to see what kind of value we can give to the world. And we're gonna drop some gems here. So welcome in, Aaron. Tell us about yourself, man. Appreciate you, man. That's right.
Let's go. Born and raised east side of Buffalo. I became a barber when I was a child. My haircut got messed up. I rushed to the bathroom. I did it myself. After doing it myself, I started doing family members. After servicing my family members, I started doing the community. After I did people in the neighborhood, I was chipping at the market share of the barbershop around the corner from me. So eventually, I ended up joining them at the age of 16.
Yeah.
Now, when I arrived in the barber game, I still wasn't far removed from the streets. So I've gone through like different trials and tribulations throughout my barber career that kind of led me to a, a better, higher way of thinking. I jumped off the cliff to do a partnership at the age of 30. That didn't really work out the way that I planned. So then I fully jumped all the way off the entrepreneurial cliff and opened up my own shop at the age of 35. And it's been
Man.
actually 34. So it's been running ever since. We got 8 years. We got six people. We've hired over 30 people throughout that time. And I've
Wow.
done the most personal growth and development during the time of me owning Fade and Full Barbershop in Buffalo.
Man, that's what's up, man. Like, thank you for sharing that. People don't understand, like starting at 16 in your era, because I'm 32, so I have a similar story. I started at a young age. I couldn't get the haircut I wanted, so I started doing it myself. And there's a lot of value in that, man. You learn a lot of things like that you don't really realize. Like the old school barbers, learning probably some of the wrong stuff. And then gradually you start meeting some more people. You're ascending into, what is this guy talking about? man, people don't really understand that part about barbering, but man, we're blessed, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely blessed because like, to decide to learn a skill, go through the process of it, and then monetize it. Everybody can't do that. And there are people that can, slip through the cracks. They may make it into a barbershop, they spend some time there, but that doesn't make them a great barber.
Yeah,
So to be able to do it on a high world-class level speaks volumes.
yeah, yeah. See, I think we need to talk about that more with the industry because a lot of people just talk about like I feel like the educators are like more on the technical side. Hey, man, this design right here, 10 more bucks, bro. Cool. But all right, cool. I get that. I get the concept. It's great. Don't get me wrong. But everybody's missing the personal development part, I think. I think the whole industry's missing it. I think I shared with you that I joined another coaching program that really opened up my mind. And
Mhm.
that program really taught me that it's not just about personal development, about technical development. It's a lot about personal development. And that really sparked my mind because I am into it, but I didn't really like dive deep. I'm like, I like books. I like working out. I know I got to eat healthier. And getting burnt out was another thing. Uh, like, what about yourself, man? How important is personal development in your space right now? And I know you wrote a book too, right? What's your book called?
Okay, my book is called The Barber Blueprint. I
Yeah,
speak a lot about personal development in the book because everything that led me to the sales knowledge that I have, the marketing knowledge that I have, and even with the finance and the legal, it all comes from trial and error. So, going through it, at some point, we may have to seek a coach. We may have to read a book that addresses our urgent concerns. However, nothing teaches you more than actually doing it. The real
that,
lifetime application
yes,
and actually doing whatever it is, right? So I think personal development is key because you teach yourself and condition yourself that you do difficult things. And
yeah,
once you continue to do that, you can apply that to every area of your life, no matter what you decide to do.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think uh, actually like I was saying, I hear a lot of performance people. Like I listen to podcasts and I listen to audiobooks and I read some books. And a lot of the time, all of them say the same thing, honestly. Like they all say the same thing. It's just in a different way and what's worked differently for other people, depending on your background. But one of the guys that I taught that taught us something was like everybody learns either audio, visual, or kinesthetically. Kinesthetically is like 85% of the world. Like they learn by doing. Like that's how barbers learn. We all learn by we watch a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Until you start doing it, you're like, all right. So yeah, man,
Like,
that's cool. So what type of personal development are you doing now to keep you in shape? Because I know you look like you're in shape. So talk about
yeah.
yeah, it's important. I mean, have you seen something in the barber industry that really resonated with you, where you're like, man, hey,
Well, yeah. I mean,
like
you
I need
come
to
up in the
get
barbershop, you see the older guys,
yeah,
with the hunchback, walking
yeah,
with the limp, need the hip
telling
replacement.
you,
And once upon a time I was 300 pounds.
no
So
way,
yeah, man.
wow, bro,
Yeah. I dropped 60, then I dropped 90. I'm back up to
congrats, man,
in 225 right now. So
cool,
fitness is a whole nother thing. But just watching the people deteriorate over time health wise. And then even seeing them deteriorate on the health side, and then they have to work because they didn't manage their finances the correct way. So I'm sitting back and yeah, in life, we learn from actually doing stuff, but we actually some things are caught more than taught. So like, yeah, the old head might be like, yo, you need to save your money like this. You need to, treat your clients like this. But I'm watching what you're doing. I'm watching the results of what you did for the past 10, 20 years. Respectfully, I don't want to end up that way. So look, I got to switch it up. I had to actually go outside of my industry to learn some of the things that I needed to know in order to survive within
yeah,
my industry. Right. So, you know, I may be a disruptor. because I'm one of the people that's not talking about the technical. I'm online, content, content, content. I'm not talking about how to do fades. I'm not talking about like how to do edge ups or like these designs. It's a lot more to it than just that. And I think a lot of people in our industry are overlooking that. They're like the young barbers coming up, they're way smarter. They're consuming way more information.
Yeah.
I want them to look at our generation like the guys to look up to, the
Yeah.
guys to listen to, the guys to watch, because we're actually doing the stuff in real time that they need to do.
Yeah.
If we look at the other people, and respectfully, because I respect my OGs,
100%. Same.
but a lot of them just are not in a privileged position after all the pain that they put into the game.
Man, thank you for sharing that. Hey, like, same here, man. I could share the same experience as you. And the thing is, we made a decision. So we made a decision to say, hey, with all due respect, we're learning from you, but there's so much that I don't want to do, that I don't want to model a lot of things that did wrong, and we're just gonna do it better. And then we're gonna be the role model for the people that are gonna come under us, and we're gonna teach them the right way. So, man, it's making that decision, and just like, I don't even remember the day I made a decision. Like, man, this isn't it. Like, I gotta find. I don't know. And the Bible says, "Seek and you shall find." That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing. I'm just seeking, man. And I'm glad I met you, man. I'm like, where are my like-minded people at, man? Like, I'm like, where are you at, man? I'm tired of talking about a bunch of bull, dude. Like, let's talk about like growth.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I agree. When I came across your profile, I'm like, this is my twin.
that's right. I
This is
know.
my guy.
Yeah, we were messaging back and forth and everything we are saying, and you're like, hey man, that's some good questions right there. Hey, let's talk. Let's get on the phone. I'm like, cool, let's do it. And now we're here
Yeah.
doing a podcast.
There are some people that are, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just taking all of the influencers and throwing them out with the bathwater, because they do have a lot of value that they add to the game.
Yeah, they do.
I'm just personally not the improv guy. I'm not really like the comedy guy. And I really want people to level up with their business and be able to support their families, man.
Man,
Like
that's what it's
not
all about.
not just hustle, make this a career.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. It's not just about just getting paid and just like doing the cash flow. Like, it's cool cash, but let's build like long-term wealth. One thing I wanted to tell you right now is that I've noticed something that either, like, in my generation, I'm first generation Mexican American. My parents are from Mexico. So pretty much like I consider myself starting from the bottom, because when a generation comes from another country and comes in, starts in America, I have now the opportunity to build up generational wealth for my kids. But there's always like one generation that can mess up somebody else's work, right?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest keys is us getting really good, and then giving our kids the tools, right? To like, and not making it so easy for them, right? But role education is what I like to call it, is what my coach Blair Singer tells me. It's like, hey man, you're gonna get big, right? Like, let's just say like I get to a point where like tomorrow I make 10 million. Honestly, I don't think I'm ready for it yet, because I haven't experienced the pain or whatever it takes to get to the 10 million yet. So I might collapse real quick. Like, hey man, I feel like, damn, I feel like a top of the world. But then a week later it comes by and a $10 million problem comes up. Like, whoa, boom. I start collapsing. So that's one of the things that one of my coaches taught me was role education. So it's an ongoing thing. What's your take on like something like that?
So I have a very interesting take on it. I think that with you being first generation, you're in a privileged position.
Yes.
Me coming from low income, the projects, building up the skill set, setbacks, challenges, jail time, privileged
Yeah.
position, because like you have that grit, you have that grind, you have that street smarts. And then you
Yeah.
understand like how consistent you have to be to achieve a goal.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
once you achieve the wealth, once you achieve the goal, now you know how to maintain it, right?
Right.
I think when people say generational wealth, people really don't seem to look past that third generation
Yeah.
because like we build it up and then maybe you condition your children how to maintain it, but you have to condition that next generation on how to empower the generation after that. If we look at like the main families, you got the Vanderbilts, you got the Rockefellers, you got Kennedys, right?
Yeah.
How many of these families have been able to maintain the wealth for 4 generations? You know, it seems like even
Yeah.
the Hiltons, it might die after 3. So it's not just about, I mean, it brings it back to personal development because like,
Yeah.
yeah, we acquire the skills, we put in the work, but
Yeah.
we also have to instill those personal development habits and jewels into our children and keep that a foundation, a fundamental, regardless what level we are with our family generation.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, man. One of the difficult things I think for myself and is something that's helped me big time. Now, recently, from the last 2 years, is building myself up like some personal core values where I just align myself with whatever comes across my life. It doesn't align with my core values. I just don't put attention into that. For me, it could be like, I don't know, going somewhere like, I don't know, I just wouldn't go to a club anymore. Like I just wouldn't. Not I just don't know. It's not aligned with me. I just don't want to be in a club. I've done that before when I was younger, but I just wouldn't do it. But my point is that like if I didn't have like core values, then I would probably make a dumb decision. Like, so I think it's helped me a lot in that sense. And I really hope everyone else around me can build up their core values because then, man, like you just make quicker decisions. If you see someone kind of like acting funny around you, disrespectful a little bit, doing the things that you're like, nah, I don't know, man, then you just don't want to do business with them. I mean, the opportunity to even build a friendship is just not there anymore. So
100%, that's definitely key. You know, who you have around you, you know, plays a huge part. May I ask a question?
yeah, sure, yeah, go ahead.
So we've spent this time talking about a lot of high value habits, a lot of great goals, a lot
Yeah,
of personal development, growth in business and stuff like that. However, I'll be clear and transparent. Everything that's going on in Aaron Valed Bassett's life is not perfect right now, right?
yeah,
So
100%.
what is the what are some of the things that people what are some of the things that people should look out for within themselves that may be like low frequency habits?
Oh, damn, that's good. Oh, that's good. I just did a crazy training right now, man. Like, okay, I know the answer for this, and I know the answer, but I know you have the answer too. I would say vocabulary. Be careful how you talk to yourself. I could say something like jokingly, man, I'm dumb for that. But hey, man, that has a lot of power to you because you're just dumbing yourself down a little bit. Instead of say, I just learned a valuable lesson in that. So I just did a manifestation training. It's not really a manifestation training. It's really like a visual training. And in this training, it tells you it's really complicated the way it works, and it takes a lot of open mindedness to learn these things. We did something with a dollar bill, right? And it said the dollar bill. Okay, what in your head when you say bill? What comes to your head, Aaron?
Recurring payment.
Right, current payment. I mean, it's all right. What about dollars?
uh, well, see, I look at dollars, you know, just a means of exchange.
Means of exchange, right?
It
It's
depends on
it's
what
the
mindset I'm
paper.
in. You know?
What
Yeah,
you
oh
what
yeah.
you put of it, what you perceive of it. A lot of people like no, whatever, no bill. Bill is really not the way to say it. According to them, it's hard to explain, but they want you to call it a paper or a note or a currency because a bill kind of sparks up in your mind like, oh, well, I got to pay bills. But in this training, we just touched it, and then you like back up from it, and then they want to know what you thought of it when you backed up from it. And you do this training like 3 times, and you're like, by the first time, you're like, well, I just thought of nothing of it. But then, like, by the third time, you're like, well, I'm grateful for it because I can use it to buy something. So it starts kind of training your mind to think like, I'm grateful for this $10 bill in front of me because I could buy food. So I don't know if it's like these guys are training me to think, to have a better vocabulary. What do you think?
Well, negative self-talk is definitely a low frequency habit.
Yeah.
Um, how you view money and how you manage money, being disciplined with it, being undisciplined with it is a low frequency habit.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I can walk in a store, so I can go in Dollar General. Maybe I'm going in to get some soap,
Yeah.
but I gotta not walk by the candy aisle. I gotta
Oh
ignore the
yeah,
chocolate. I gotta,
that's
so it's
right.
like, and then even those things seem to compound because, like, let's just say I walk in there with intentions not to eat chocolate. And then
Yeah.
I just be like, all right, it's just a little bit. It's only 200 calories. Then I eat it, and then I feel bad for eating it.
Yeah,
Now
same.
my whole mindset going into
Oh,
the rest of my day
I do too.
is just a downhill spiral. So those are some of the things, personally.
Yeah.
Who you hang around too. You
Yeah.
brought that up. Net
Environment.
worth is your network is your net. What? How does it go? Your net
Network is
worth
your net
is your
worth.
yeah, your net worth. Yeah. So I'm about to do something today that I've never ever done in my life. I
What is?
said I would never ever do a cold plunge, right?
Oh yeah.
But I have this guy that I know. He's probably lost more money in his lifetime than I've. He's probably lost more money in the year than I have earned in my lifetime, right?
Wow.
So he's like, invite me to do the cold plunge. I'm like,
Do
yup,
it.
I'm doing it. I'm
Hey,
doing
awesome.
it. No
Yeah,
questions asked. I'm hopping
that's
right in
right.
this fucking ice bath, and it's gonna be probably the worst thing in America. But the first thing, I'm already planning and conditioning myself to be like, soon as I hit that cold water, I'm gonna think about whatever urgent concern and issue I have right now.
Yeah.
I just
It's
try
just
to
gonna
solve it as soon as I hit that cold water.
something about doing new things is liberating. I don't know what it is, but doing new things helps with the mind, the body, the soul, everything. So
Well, think
I
about it.
agree
We
with
wouldn't
you.
be who we are if we didn't do difficult things.
That's right. Yeah, easy route just leads to easy results, and yeah, it just doesn't lead to nothing great. Hey, I appreciate you sharing that too. Thank you for sharing that. The decision you said, the self-discipline you said right now. Um, Also, you're right about feeling guilty about eating something, but you shouldn't have. I deal with that all the time, man. I'm not perfect either, man. I'm always, that's why I'm doing all this, because I'm not the perfect person, and I have a lot of things that I want to work on still. And I could be very transparent about I ain't perfect, but hey, that's why I got the code of honor. That's why I got this. I'm like, I know I was a crappy leader. I know I was a terrible communicator. So I'm like, hey, I need to work on these things. So that's where I'm here, man. Like talking to more people, shaking hands. Well, virtual hands, because I haven't met you in person, but I know we will.
Yeah,
Uh
due time. I'm gonna come out to Cali. Where are you in California?
Cali, SoCal.
Okay,
Pretty much
okay,
like
yeah,
Los Angeles.
yeah. I've never been to Cali in my life.
Never been to Cali? Oh, you're gonna roll up. Roll up. Yeah, when you
So hip
do,
hop
let's
culture
connect.
makes me think is gangland out there.
Oh, hey, by the way, yeah, so I'm on this other program. You may want to network with these guys. It's called 31 Day Challenge to Be a Better Man. It's one of my
Okay.
coaches. His name is Joel Gandara. He's from Cuba. He like I think 9 or 10 years old, was in a boat, had to swim over to Florida. Cool story. But just being around men like-minded, great place to be, man. I recommend it. And I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm just saying, like, I genuinely think that the 31 day challenge, being around other men that are like supportive to each other, is it's like no other. So I could send you the link. You can check it out if you want.
Okay.
The 31 days really kind of helped me out, honestly. And I started doing push-ups at the shop, and all my customers started doing push-ups. These guys haven't done push-ups for a whole year. I'm like, cool. Hey, get it, bro. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. By the way. Yeah. And I'm doing pull-ups, and these guys are like, hey, I could do 10. I'm like, let's go right now. Because everybody says they could do 10. They get on there and they start squiggling. No.
Oh man,
But I
that's
love that.
yo. I'm telling you, twin, we are twins. Because like
Right.
I brought the dumbbells to the shop one day.
Yeah.
It's the summertime. You know what I mean? It's heating up. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, while we're just sitting here, like, man, let's do some
That's right.
steps.
Do you know the downtime?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So tell me a little bit about the shop.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I love man, I love barbering, man. It got me to where I am now. I love it. And I wouldn't change it for any other. I think you know, I worked at many shops before and just seen a lot of like things that they did wrong, which I appreciate 100% because if it weren't for them, I would never have like opened up my shop. And all these guys that they did things right, and then they did some stuff that I know that from the outside in, I was like, well, I mean, I think I could possibly learning from them, thankfully, because if I would have just jumped into a business and just been like, boom, personalities, boom, bad attitudes, boom, this, because you've seen it, man. I'm sure you've seen it, right? Like you see the bad attitude, you've seen it all. Ungrateful people, just complainers, late complaining about this. You're like, damn, bro, like kind of don't even want you here. But yeah, my my point is that if I would have never worked with these people, then I would have never taken the leap of faith, probably, in the leadership, what it takes to be a leader inside a business. And man, I'm trying anybody that comes into my shop now, like I'm really just trying to get them into some sort of personal development without them knowing or wanting it. And that's very hard. Very
Yeah,
hard. So
it is, man. I would love, like, I mean, wouldn't it be like a dream come true? Like, you got your squad, however many, 8, 6, 10, 20, 14, whatever it
yeah,
is, people, and y'all just waking up same time. You
yeah,
working out together, you're reading stuff and taking notes, and like you are reading the same book, but he might have a different perspective, she might have a different perspective. Now
yeah,
everybody's thinking and like we're making money together. We're going on vacations together. Our kids are playing with
yeah.
each other. Like, wouldn't that be like the perfect thing?
Hey, and that's what it is. I think you got a good vision right there. You should think about doing that. Hey, by the way,
Well, it's easier
I
said
got
than done
something.
right now.
I know, right? I got something to tell you. Who wins a champion? What teams win championships? What type of habits do they have? You know what I mean?
Oh, you're
What team do you
asking me.
want to be on? You want to be the winning team or you want to be the loser team?
Well, yeah, I got this from John Maxwell. He said you want to be able to lose some games. It's better to lose a few games with great players than
Right.
try to win games with bad players.
Yeah, that's right. That's I appreciate that. That's
So are
true,
you
man.
are you the type of
I think
person like you would you prefer to hire highly skilled people or do you want to poach and mold your people?
nah, I like that question. Because I already know, like I don't like to hire people like that anymore. Like because I think they're on I'm not gonna say that they're unteachable, but they already have certain ways I think that are gonna be difficult for me to like unmold. And it depends on the foundation what you're doing. If you're doing booth rent, hey, with all like that's cool. You could get people in there, get the cash flow going, cool. Hopefully, they're a good fit for your team. But my thing is getting the people from the bottom because I love getting them. And then, hey man, like you got a lot to work on, man. Like this is the way you do it. This is what's gonna work for you. This is what's not. And I actually learn from them too because sometimes I'm like, they ask me questions and I'm like, man, I never thought of that. Well, perfect because you're teaching me. And I have an open mind and I'm a student alive. So now I got really humbled. When I first started my shop, I thought I knew everything, and then I was like, I don't know nothing. So
It'll do
I
that to
like to
you.
get these young guys, but I wouldn't overlook the guys with experience that do want to work. that would like to work with us. So yeah. What about you?
Are you blueprint or commission?
I'm commissioned.
Commission. What about me? So I've gone through many different phases. So
Yeah.
I started off with people that were skilled. And then around year two is when I began to try to shape and mold people. You know, skill set wasn't as important. Work ethic,
Right.
character, and trust became a lot more important. Because like I've had people that were like highly skilled and didn't feel like they needed to pay rent. Like, you know, I
Yeah.
don't understand that type of mindset. Or like
Uh,
people that were highly skilled but just not team players, not pleasant to be around on a daily basis.
yeah.
So, you know, I began to go more for character
Right.
and trust and work ethic. And once I began to do that, that's when the shop began to diversify. You know, we've had obviously we've had black and white people, we've had Latino people, but then it
Yeah.
began lesbian,
Yeah.
had trans feminine, you know, got
Yeah.
you know, people 16 years old,
Oh
17
wow.
years old. Yeah, we've
Cool.
hired, we've been very young. You know, we've had some young people, we've had some older people. Like I don't so when it comes to my shop, I don't like that so there's some frameworks that say some school of thoughts that say that if you aim for everybody, you hit nobody.
Yeah. 100%.
But with having that amount of diversity within the barbershop, I think it speaks to like a higher purpose because I come from a segregated city. So to have like, you know, this black guy, this white guy, this Spanish guy, this child, this not child, but this teenager,
Yeah.
this,
Young
you
kid.
know,
Yeah.
this LGBT person, you know, it speaks to unity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that matters to me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that. By the way, you said character. That's right. That's key right there, man. If you just feel them out, and you know that they seem like a good person, that's good. But if you start seeing some little red flags, like I think I interviewed some girl the other day, and she was like, I do really well where I'm at," and I'm like, "Okay, I mean, you came over here trying to get a job. Like, let's see if we're the right fit." I try to see if I can fill what she wants, and it seemed like she was like half in, well, I mean, I don't think I wrapped away in the first 2 minutes. I was like, this girl is probably not gonna work with us, and she was just like kind of a bad attitude. I was just like, as much as I wanted to give her a shot, I'm like, she was just like half in with me, so I was like, I was half in. I was like, all right, well, it took me a while to really start kind of like it's like fish these questions and see if they're a good fit or a good person. So mainly what I care more is the person. I don't really care for the skill set. Like um they
Do you
can be
have
like a
like a
decent
line of
barber.
questioning?
Do I got questions? Sometimes I just make them up. But look, I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this.
Uh,
It took 10 to 20 interviews to really get to not really having a line of questions. I got some like, where are you from? You got a family, or what's up with that? And then that opens up a whole realm of their stuff. You'll be surprised. So yeah, I got a training for that, and I just kind of like did my own thing from the training. So hey,
can I
man,
ask one more question? I
yeah,
know
let's get it.
we're on,
Go
you
for it.
know, our time is excuse me, our time is valuable. Are you married?
No, I'm not married. I live with my girl. We're not married yet. Are you married?
So, no, I'm single.
Cool.
So, what part does partnership and relationship play in what we do?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be here without my girl's pretty supportive, and there's some challenges all the time, you know what I mean? Not gonna lie. But I think yeah, I think it's important, but at the same time, like you can't be a partner that's gonna drag you down, man. Like she's gotta be doing the same thing I'm doing. Like she gotta be doing the personal development thing. And I feel like I've been doing it a lot more. So she's really diving into it recently, which I appreciate. I saw the effort and I'm like, cool. And I'm not perfect, man. Like I'll say that again, like, but I think it plays a big role, man. Like um I it I think it does. It's a support system when you come home and you got to talk about some stuff and you're like, damn. Also, friends, like if you can have a friend where you can really just chop it up with, then hey, environment, man, environment. You want to go talk nonsense with a bunch of friends for an hour? I can't do that. I did that for so many years, smoking weed. I'm like, just go chop it up, drink up, and I stopped drinking like a year ago now. So
Congratulations.
I have fun. Yeah, thank you. It's been a journey. We could talk about that a different day, but what about you, man? What's your thought on relationships right now?
Um, oh man, how much time we got? It's
A couple minutes. I know, right?
so
That's
I've
a
gone
topic
through.
we could dive in next time, but
Well, I started this shop while in a relationship, and
oh
there's a difference between people that are self-employed or entrepreneurs and people that are corporate career people. So, my
yeah,
girlfriend at the time when I started the shop, she worked a job. I believe that her job was making her miserable. And she didn't really quite understand like the work that it took for me to launch the shop. And we bootstrapped it. We didn't do ribbon cutting or anything crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it took a lot of work to get it
100%.
going, right?
Same.
But then after that, I evolved to a woman who understood what it takes a lot more. But then I was unable to be present for her, So once I became single, I ain't gonna lie, man, that would probably have been the best year of the show, of really like giving it my undivided attention. But now that it's operating and things are flowing a little bit more, I am missing the companionship of a relationship.
Hey man, the better you get, the better women come by, man. You know what I mean? So the better you get, it just gets better. So, you know. So
It's true.
yeah. Yeah, so hey, I wouldn't even worry about it right now. You can go anywhere and just get online. Like, dude, you can even filter out whatever you want, like right there. So, but yeah, hey, thanks for coming, mom, man. It's 8 o'clock. I appreciate you. It's 8 a.m. here. I know it's like probably 12 over there, huh?
No, I got Eastern Standard on my laptop, so I'm assuming it's probably 10 here.
Where are you
I got
at?
11 on my laptop. I'm in Texas.
Oh, you're in Texas. My bad. I thought you were in East Coast. Yeah. You were in Texas, huh? San Antonio,
Yeah.
right?
No, I'm in Austin.
Oh, Austin. All right, cool. Yeah, hey, thanks for coming on, Aaron. I really
Thanks for
appreciate you,
having
man.
me.
Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
If I'm in Texas one day, I'm gonna give you a call.
Yeah, for sure, man. Pull up,
Connect.
man. I'll be here for a while. We're launching a barbershop here. We're expanding, man, to, you
Oh,
know,
congratulations.
yeah, I'd love to talk a lot more about it off cam, and
Yeah.
yeah, for other people that are watching us, not sure how it's chopping up or where it's going, I can be reached at Real VALED 716 on Instagram, Fade Info on YouTube.
Paid in full on YouTube. Let's get it, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.